welcome to the Master of Unlocking EA Reaction Podcast, if you want to call it reactions or just our thoughts on everything. No, it's the hot take free zone.
Right.
I don't know if it really is or not. Yeah. To my left, sitting on a bed at this point because we are avoiding children's noises around the home. It's Jason.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
To my right is Caleb up against the bed frame if you're trying to visualize how this is working here.
We're actually all on top of each other, which is...
Just all kinds of awkward.
We'll tweet it out from the Master of Unlocking Twitter account.
Right.
Which is really not a thing.
It's a thing.
We have one.
We do.
We're trying to emulate the E3 experience by being in a small bedroom, on a bed, recording a podcast.
Because we're in LA, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we got press passes for all this.
Yeah,
so we're there.
out of the,
that's the yes. I forgot. We traveled to E3
Yes.
in LA.
Yeah,
right.
And it was paid for by our company that pays us to create content on YouTube.
Master of Unlocking LLC.
Yes,
our parent
Limited
company.
Liability Corporation.
Yes.
Okay, that's the truth.
right. So let's get into EA. Do we have an order? Do you have an order of which everything kind of came out?
I just wrote down things that I thought was interesting. I didn't write down everything.
Okay, I couldn't remember what order everything went in. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and Caleb, we'll start rattling off kind of what happened there, and we'll go from there.
Well, I have quick notes on stuff. I don't really have like a synopsis or anything. But Madden has Mahershala in it, which is interesting.
What is
what?
Mahershala Ali, the actor. Nothing.
Oh,
okay.
About the story promo at the end,
yeah.
where they're doing basically My Player from 2K, and they're fleshing out a story.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it took me a second.
Which actually makes me way more interested in a Madden game than I have been in a long time.
So you're interested to check out their My Player?
Yeah.
Did they give that a name?
I don't know.
They just kind of at the end it was like
it was
very clear,
quick. Yeah.
like, hey, this is story mode.
Right.
Which, I guess if you were sticking on the EA Sports thing, EA NBA Live also has a story mode that is basically exactly like My Player. Do they call it the One? Is that what
it looked really terrible.
By the way, that game looks like hot dog shit. If they were the way that they showed the way those player movements were.
Hot dog shit takes.
Hot dog shit takes. Because it's not a hot dog take, it's a hot dog shit take.
Got it.
That it looks janky as hell, and every time that they showed a player movement, it looked like they were moving with a stick in between their ass. Like it was, I really didn't like it at all. I mean, the facial stuff looked fine, but boy, the movement looked rough.
There was one player in there that the facial wise did look particularly bad, but I can't remember who. And just to state it, we all follow the NBA pretty closely,
yeah.
So we know what those guys look like. And there was one face, maybe it was Kyrie. There was one face that looks pretty bad. Otherwise,
I remember saying
okay.
LeBron looked pretty good. I thought
he looked okay. I thought Curry looked good
Curry
too.
looked good. Durant looked good. Westbrook might have been the one that looked funny, which
maybe.
I think he's actually the cover athlete, which is even weirder. Because I even thought Harden looked okay.
Or was he the last? I think Westbrook was the last one.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess they never said there was a cover athlete, did they?
I mean, it's probably not coming out
At all?
I mean, they do this every year. Well, not every year, but when this one was supposed to come out in March this past year and then didn't, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many E3s did they show it? They make time for it. It's almost like they do it for the investors that are like, oh, okay, finally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
then it never comes out.
Yeah, it's not some, like we talked about hot takes, but it's not some crazy idea that Live continues to look really rough, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, what was the last one that actually came out? Was it? It was the first. It was right at the launch of the console of this console.
I feel like that's the one with Russ on it.
That was the one with Kyrie on it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't remember. 16? 17? I don't know.
But anyway, it's safe to say that none of us will be playing that game, probably.
You know what? If it comes out, maybe.
If it comes out, I'll at least look at it.
Because I want to see what's going on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if it doesn't come out, then no, I won't be playing it. Okay, Caleb, go ahead.
Did you guys... I know, Logan, you said you just watched the trailers, or did you actually watch the
I
conference?
ended up watching the conference today.
Okay,
I made it
okay.
almost all the way through. I made it through the EA Battlefronts, all to that point where it was the last half hour they said was EA
So,
Battlefront.
how awkward was that YouTuber thing?
I think it's just his prompter went down or something.
That was weird. Like, why would you put him in a spot like that?
I need to reserve. All right, I will be mostly quiet after this, but I need to reserve the next 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'm gonna step up on my soapbox.
Take a break.
Yeah, you might as well stretch out. I thought the way that EA handled their YouTuber, influencer, Twitch player thing was in poor taste, and it did not sit well with me at all. I thought it was a bad look because these guys think now that they wield some power over a developer that they have no business wielding. Like, there was a really cringeworthy... I thought that would be the worst part, but there was something even worse. That guy's teleprompter breaks or whatever. He gets nervous and he says, "Oh, I'm bombing." Like, dude, you're EA. This guy, I know you're trying to appeal to gamers, and this is how gamers are consuming information through these influencers. I do understand that, and I respect that. But that guy is not who I want to hear at a press conference.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear me at a press conference. I understand who I am. I'm not a developer. We're a creator, but we're not really. And maybe if we were some big time YouTube shop, I would feel differently about this. So there's that. But I have no business being at E3. The same that guy didn't. He was set up for failure.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, well, they tried it. And then they spent all that time later on with all those influencers.
Yeah.
And there was this one moment where there is a developer behind a guy. He's like pointing at the screen. "Oh, is that gonna stay there?" And the developer's like, "What? The game? What? That clean UI." Don't pretend like you understand these people's jobs. I don't.
Right.
It's hard to make video games, and to feel like they somehow are contributing to it is like, get your lips off their dicks, please.
They went a little overboard with it. Like, you don't... Like, yes, you want to appeal to gamers, obviously, but they went so far as to be like, yeah, and they're even helping us make our games, which is a little bit conflict of interest.
Oh,
Yeah,
a little. I mean, they flew me out here, paid for my hotel room, gave me all this free shit. Hey, I love the game.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. It takes all of the bias out.
The other thing I thought was...
And I know they're not journalists, but there's a line between, like, this is a weird place we're at where, like, people are following personalities and they're influencing buying. And so PR wings of these companies are making weird decisions with these people. And it just feels a little bit to me. I would prefer that we always maintain critical.
I don't want this whole thing to be completely negative, but because I think overall they had a pretty good press conference, I thought, at least. But the thing that rubbed me the wrong way, I guess the way that you had a bad reaction, was at the beginning of the press conference, they had a big montage of their esports, their competitive gaming, and it was just like the worst gamers.
Oh, that Battlefield thing?
Like, you had people, like, they showed a montage of people throwing controllers up against the wall and, like, refusing to shake hands at the end of a match.
That was their esports thing?
Yeah.
I didn't quite understand that, because that's sports games, right? Mostly, or it's other stuff?
Well, everything. It was just
it's
a montage.
Everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is everything.
Yeah, whatever they were doing, I don't know. Okay. It doesn't matter, but... And then at the end of the press conference, they had another montage that was like, we're trying to make gaming a more positive place for gamers, and this is all the stuff we're doing. And it's like, no, you literally just earlier in this same press conference said that you're spawning a toxic place for gamers to play. You know, that's what kind of rubbed me the wrong way, is you can't have it both ways there. But
I guess that's interesting, because that didn't strike me as negatively. I can understand why you felt that way.
Yeah.
That wasn't a negative to me, because I was thinking, well, leastwise, maybe that'll be a more entertaining way of consuming this stuff rather than watching someone boot it up and play it in front of a microphone.
It was just like they were promoting toxic play, you know? They were promoting that we should glorify these people that
because they're
rage
hotheads
quit
and rage
and-
quitters.
and refuse to shake hands, and no, they're edgy. It's just like, no, can't we get above that as a gaming community and be inclusive?
I'm having a hard time with it being so much about gamers, which is weird because I am one and I do care how we're treated
Right.
and if we're respected, but I also don't allow us to make asses of ourselves because we will. You
Right.
know?
I think we should get away from that stuff and talk about the actual games.
Yeah.
It
just was something that
I
annoyed
think
us,
that's
yeah.
fair, but that is the cloud over that whole press conference for me. That was hard for me to get out of my head while I was consuming it.
The highlight for me. Let's go from the worst to the best.
To the best, okay.
A Way Out looks awesome.
It does.
That was a huge surprise. I was shocked at how good that. When I first saw it, I was like, "This is weird." And then as more I got to think about it, I'm like, okay, like I could see actually. I was actually sitting around going, "All right, there's 3 of us here. How are we gonna all play this together,
We'll
or are we
figure
gonna,
it out.
or are we gonna play them separately, like, and then see if like we end up with different storylines, like
But
type of things? Because you can do it like this. Basically, it sounded like you could, like if Jason, you and I played it one way, the next time Caleb and I played it, we might go a completely different way of doing it. Like of how we would escape a certain area or how we would get through a certain area, because there's multiple ways in or out of those areas, and it's not just one linear thing of this is the only way to do it. There's multiple ways of pulling off each one of those areas.
So, like incremental puzzles throughout the game and different ways of solving them that could lead you to a different puzzle altogether.
I don't know if
For lack of a better description,
No.
I call puzzle is like, get out of this corridor kind of a thing, figure it out.
It's more just like, think you're same puzzle, but we might solve that puzzle in a different
So
way.
different solutions, but not a different
Same
critical
outcome.
path.
Yeah.
Right. So there might be 10 different ways of solving the same puzzle, but it's going to take you to the same place.
Oh.
So that could be really cool. I'm really looking
I wonder how
forward to
long it is, because Brothers was, it was by the people who made Brothers. Brothers was what, 3 hours?
if you took your time.
Yeah, so as I say, 2 to 3 hour game. That's what I wonder how long of a game this is. It's been a while since Brothers came out, and it's the way it's done cinematically.
There's nothing else that I can think of that's even remotely close to that. How they did the split screen and then it dynamically adjusts based on who needs more screen. That's really cool.
And there's going to be points in time where one person is in a cutscene and you're not. So, like, I think they showed, like, you coming, like, one of the characters, when they were first being brought into prison, that was a cutscene, but the other person is standing on a platform above, watching you come in, and you can walk around that environment and see what's going on, probably talk to different people about different things, maybe probably get to learn a little bit of backstory about some different stuff. So it's very cool and unique design that, like you said, we haven't seen in a game before.
I have a quick question before we wrap that. Can so you can't play that by yourself?
No.
It says you can do online co-op, but they were promoting couch co-op because I think it was it was like, hey, we're bringing back couch gaming. Like, this is something that we're trying to do here. Like, it's not going to be, we're not going to force you online and everything.
So, just from a quick technical perspective on that, I hope that means that you could sign in with your profile and
I
then
would hope
my
so.
profile. And
I was thinking about
I
that
would
too.
think so.
Like you can have dual profiles signed in on the same console.
Your profile's tied to your controller, so your
okay.
So
probably
it's just
do it.
like any other co-op game.
Yeah, as long as you're getting credit for playing.
You look at
it
like some
and-
of the couch co-op games of now, which aren't very many of them, but you think of like the board game style games. We can sign in and be on both of those, on a lot of those different games. Yeah.
Okay.
So those Jackbox Party Pack and stuff. Yeah, like you can sign in on those. And
So it's a
have
problem that's
multiples.
already been
you're
solved and
fine.
they've thought of. Okay.
What else? do we have?
What do you guys think of Need for Speed?
You like that more than I do.
I've never been. So I'm a weird person with Need for Speed. If I like the underground games, anything with a police car in it, I don't want to deal with. But this kind of had a blend of a little bit of both of those. So I'm willing to check it out. But yeah, that's always the thing I hated about the Need for Speed games was I'd be in the middle of a race and all of a sudden it was just like, here this thing popped up. I just want to race. I guess that's my thing. And
See, for me to be interested in a racing game, it has to have some semblance of a story mode. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. This is.
And
Did you play?
did you play Underground?
Not Underground, but what was the Run? Was that the Run?
I played the one. Was it 2 years ago that didn't have a subtitle? It was
The
just
reboot
yeah.
that had the FMV stuff
Yeah,
in it?
that thing was weird.
What was the one? There was a story like
There was
where-
the Run.
Was that the Run?
Yeah, I did never
But
play
you didn't
that.
play that one.
Actually, after watching that last night, I was thinking maybe
Should
I
I
should try
try
to
the
pick up the Run at some point.
You may like it. I don't know
Yeah.
because the Run had like button prompts while
Yeah.
you were doing like cutscenes and stuff with the character. I remember.
And this one looked like Fast and Furious to me, which I could get in on. As someone that watched all of the Fast and Furious movies within a week and a half earlier this year.
Jeez, man! Wow.
Sometimes you just got to get caught up, man.
Yeah, I had never seen one before, and I was like, somebody said, "Let's go to the new one." I said, "I've never seen one," and then I was like, "You know what? I'm doing it.
Challenge
accepted."
Jeez,
'Cause,
man.
Jason, you haven't seen any of them either, have you?
I haven't seen any.
Wow.
None of them.
We should have done all that together. Because I think I've seen all of them, but Tokyo Drift and then 7 and 8. So I think I'm up
Don't
to
watch
6.
Tokyo Drift. That one's probably the worst.
Yeah,
7 and 8 are two of the best, though. So,
really. They're just big dumb action movies, aren't
Yes,
they?
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the
Yep.
way like 5 and 6.
and
were.
that's exactly what Need for Speed looks like, which is why I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, I saw they were using like grappling hooks and stuff
Yeah.
in there. I was like, I could maybe get in on some of that. So
Yeah.
well,
It looked pretty.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Like,
yeah,
it
the
looked
Need for
really
Speed games
nice.
do look nice. Always have.
Anthem, I guess we'll talk about for the Microsoft thing.
Yeah, let's save that one.
Yeah. And then the only other thing I had on my list was that I'm excited to play Battlefront story mode.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh yeah.
They went out of their way, above and beyond out of their way to apologize for
Yeah.
Battlefront. And I mean, that was it. They started the conference off with, "We listened to your positive comments. We listened to your constructive feedback." And he flat out just was he even kind of chuckled and was like, "Yeah, it wasn't constructive. It was all negative."
Yeah.
And the fact that they took note of that, I think they even kind of took note of that with Titanfall 2 when they had all the maps were free with Titanfall 2.
Yeah.
So I think they've realized that, we can't just keep overcharging people. I mean, that was $80 or something for the DLC
ridiculous,
for
yeah.
Battlefront 2,
Ooh,
or for
man.
Battlefront 1.
Holy cow! I didn't know.
And
the
they
dollars
really
stacked
got
up.
nothing out of it. They got a few maps and no story mode, no nothing. It was no extra. I don't even think they got extra heroes.
From everyone that I've heard that's played Battlefront, everyone's enjoyed playing it. It's just that it's light on content.
Very light on content.
So it seems like they really tried to be like, okay, we're gonna go over the top with content this time.
Yeah.
Because they already have the game, they have the engine, they have the foundation of the game there already. So let's just add stuff onto it that people want. Is what it seems like they're doing.
Yeah.
That was one. I think maybe where the community and the gamers thing works
Yeah.
is we listened to the people, we brought them in. They were not pleased with I didn't know the DLC thing was that egregious, but missing a core story narrative that was worth anything, I would have liked that, and it seemed like they're addressing that,
Yeah.
and it looks good.
But yeah, I'll
always look good.
I'll play
Yeah.
that. I like Star Wars.
Yeah. I like Star Wars. Yeah.
I think those games look incredible too.
Yeah.
Is that Frostbite?
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah,
Frostbite engine?
that
Jeez.
engine's real nice. I mean, that's
Yeah, it does.
Battlefield ran on that engine too. I mean,
Yeah.
Battlefield looked really nice too. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but at the same time, it looked great.
Yep.
So, anything else from EA that I,
think
can
that's
think
about it
of?
for EA.
The standout is I can't remember the name
A
of the
Way
game.
Out.
A Way Out.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what I'm most excited about.
And then Anthem, which we'll talk more about in the Xbox.
Yeah. Sounds good.
So, all right. Well, that was EA. Quick, down and dirty. Thanks for listening.